Hello, hello my friends, this is Pascal, and as usual I will share some cool informations, I will share behind the scenes stories, I will talk about what I think is the biggest mistake artists make in general. Hello, welcome everybody, please let me know where you're from. Also, if at any time you would like to talk to me one-on-one, feel free to go on my website, which is the link on the bio. Hello Seattle. And if you have questions, regular questions, go for it, tap in there, and that's it. I will play some original music, never heard music as well, as usual. So that's it. So, hope you guys are well. I will wait for people to come. I will wait a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes for everybody to join. And you might have noticed that I deleted the last broadcast. That's another fun story. I will actually talk about that a bit later, I think. But basically, I've been asked to delete that broadcast. And I'll explain later. But this is the kind of stuff I really don't like, because I like to share the truth, the behind the scenes and everything with you. But when it comes to, talking about a big star, it's actually, some people get disturbed about that, so that's why, I often talk about labels and how I prefer working with the independent artists in control of what they do instead of dealing with big labels. I don't really work with them anymore. They're completely lost. Hello, Brazil. Hello, big boy. Oh, I'm pretty tiny, I was actually thinking about, I have a bunch of friends who are really, really funny. And I was like, at some point, hello, everybody. I should not only do like a music little show, but I should do like a fun show. I should do a cooking show. Completely down for that, You might have seen that I cooked quite a bit yesterday. So anyway, I will play a little bit of music, and since I see a lot of people are here, so welcome everybody. This is Pascal. I'm a music producer. I work with big stars all over the world. I've been a mentor for music students, artists all over the world as well. Feel free to check online, everything is there. Oh shit, I know this dude. Hello, welcome. What's up? So the first thing is that you saw that I went viral for the first time last week. What happened is that I did a little tease to my 350,000 real followers on Twitter that I had something coming out with a really big singer, and I didn't know, but the tweet went viral big time. I was not expecting that, but her fans were so big around the world that it blew up big time. So that was fun to watch. That was fun to see the reaction of her fans. So I'm talking about the biggest singer from Asia, but she has fan club all over the world. So basically, when I teased that I had something coming out with her, her fans found my tweet and it blew up everywhere. It was in the blog, in the press, with tons of different countries. That was really funny. But they were able to actually hear a snippet of the song in Japan for the first time. So everybody calmed down and was happy to hear what I was talking about, what I was teasing about. So that's really funny. Anyway, the biggest mistake artists make, and then I will play a little bit of some original music. I see it all the time, again and again, and I also fell into that trap. So basically, what am I talking about? I'm talking about relying on labels, managers, publishers to save your life, meaning to do everything for you, And this is absolutely not the way it works nowadays. Big labels, managers, publishers are mostly lost, and I can also tell that they will go away in the future because you have new technologies like the blockchain, and the blockchain, the technology, by definition, gets rid of intermediates, So basically, artists are really be able to be in control, finally, without anybody taking advantage of their creation. Of course, they will always need teams, but that's a mistake I did too. That's funny, Ableton, that's funny. That's a mistake I did too. For a long time, I thought that the best way to make it and do tons of stuff in the music industry was to work with publishers, managers, and people in the industry. Big mistake. Actually, the biggest thing that happened to me was thanks to people who were not in the industry. What are some of the good websites to promote music? Social media. Everything is free. It's all about, that's what I'm talking about. The way to do it is to build a strong brand, a strong identity, having a clear message, communicating about it on social media, and this is how you build your fan base, your business, your opportunities. I was talking to a new rapper this afternoon, and he was telling me that it was all about environment, taking care of the planet, and I was like, that's something that artists never think about, but in your case, you could partner with foundations, non-profit companies that care about the same stuff, and you can offer them to perform for them, and boom, you have opportunities to perform, to be paid by these people. You can even, if you go all the way, become a spokesperson for these people, and that brings you huge opportunities, And once again, as a proof of what I'm saying, I have about 10 to 15 of my friends who are some of the biggest songwriters in the US. They got signed as artists themselves. They have nothing going on. Nothing. They got signed by big labels, like still to this day, a lot of artists are like dreaming about getting signed and relying on these labels to do everything for them. This is dead. This is completely dead, and that makes me sad because my friends, all these people that got signed as artists with these big people, supposedly big people, big labels, they have nothing going on. I look at their social media, the followers didn't budge. Nothing is happening. I'm like, what's going on? They got signed and there's nothing going on. What the hell is going on? A lot of artists get stuck in this is so bad. Yes, so on top of getting signed and having nothing going on, it's very often a nightmare to get out of the deals. So that keeps you busy for a few years and you get stuck for a few years. I don't think anybody wants that. I actually refused to sign a publishing deal with one of the biggest names in the industry because I didn't know, it was not clear to me when I could get out of it. And if I don't know when I can get out of something, there's no way I'm going to do it, Oh, cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah. So I ended up signing with another company and things were very clear, It was like for this amount of years, we keep working together if this or this happened. And that was great, That was much better. So it's really, really, really tricky, And I think I got much better at all my activities, triggering opportunities with interesting people because I started to hang with entrepreneurs. I don't spend any time myself in the music circles. And see, I got a good collection, I have a good collection of stuff. And you know what? I don't even care about that. I come from music. I used to play with bands. I was in Cuba when I was 20 years old. I used to be a classical and jazz piano teacher, So I really not care about working with big artists. It's just like socially and marketing-wise, it just helps. That's all. But at the end of the day, I do not care. I got 3 Grammy nominations. I never went to the Grammys. I don't care. And actually, the main reason why I don't go is because to me, it's really crap nowadays, I'm actually really happy that the Grammy nomination I had were actually with prestigious artists. Anthony Hamilton, Leona. I also got shortlisted for a Latin Grammy with one of the most famous Cuban musicians. And that makes sense to me. But, working with big artists just for working with big artists, it's complete garbage nowadays, They give Grammys to whoever nowadays. So, it's all about knowing history. If you watch Prince and Michael Jackson at the Grammys in 1985, and you make a comparison with what's going on today, it's like, What happened? No, seriously, it's just unbelievable, you know? So yeah, the biggest mistake an artist and even a producer, composer can make is thinking they can rely on a publisher, a label, a manager to make their life happen. This is not the way it works. Build your brand, communicate on social media, be the best at what you do, and you're gonna stand out. You accept demos? No, absolutely not. I don't pitch stuff to, you know. For me, it's all about building relationship with the right people, you know. So instead of you guys sending songs to A&Rs and stuff like that, let me tell you something. A&Rs nowadays are absolutely desperate. They don't make money. Even if they have a job, it's really tiny money. They are frustrated. Most of the time, they are not educated, you know. So it's like just political stuff, you know. So it's much better for you to build a relationship with really good artists and build your brand this way. Communicate and make sure that the content you put out there is you know, the best you can. Stand still. You're making me dizzy. Yeah. Stand still. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I cannot stand still, actually. I need to move. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. I'm on a boat. Hey! Sorry about that. But yeah, that's the way to do it. Guys, don't waste time like sending stuff to A&Rs. It became way too political, way too random, and the only way to make money out of these placements is to have a huge worldwide hit. You know, the probabilities of this to happen is extremely low. I agree the Grammy. Yeah, I actually like Kendrick Lamar. He's probably one of the only ones putting some quality content out there. You know, that's all. That's pretty much, that's it. So that's it. So, you know, it's a very simple thing to share, but this is the truth, you know. And when I talk about that, actually a lot of artists, composers, producers realize that they need to change the way they think, you know. I made a demo in Nashville. Cool. There's some incredible people over there. Great. Very good. So, well, I'm gonna play you a bit of music, if you want. It's you know, it's at the time when I had a publishing deal. So I was, you know, I was a factory at the time, which I didn't enjoy. You know, you have to put out songs and songs and songs and songs all the time to get them placed. And so it's just a fun song, fun EDM song. Once again, it's going to be completely different than a lot of stuff that I played you. This is kind of dance-ish stuff. It's just fun, you know. It's called Remote Control. So I'll play a little bit of it if you want. Yes! I just got a question, and it's great because it's exactly what I talked about. So somebody is asking me, how do you get an artist to be introduced to a label? There's no point anymore. It's dead. It's a dead business. You have to be independent, build your brand, build a fan base, and that's how you build your thing. Labels are dead. I just explained that 15 of my friends, the most successful songwriters in the US, got signed out as artists. They have nothing happen for their career. You have to completely switch your mind. This is done. This is finished, you know. And on top of that, because of the new technologies, even the jobs at the label, the executives, they're gone. They're gonna be gone, you know. You have to really be aware of what's going on in the world, because this is it's funny because, you know, most of you guys are young, but you don't know actually really the future, what's going on. You have to like really educate yourself on what's going on in the world. Have you worked with Neo? No. I was actually in talk with his team at some point to maybe sign with them, but it didn't happen. Yeah, but Neo is really, really good. Neo is one of the only like songwriters that I really, really like, because he's able to write classics. With Grace Jones, no, I haven't done Grace Jones. No. Anyway, I keep you prayer this verse 2. Hey!
It's something more than physical. It's time to get the toys out and not loud and make them listen through the walls. What are you doing to me? I feel you looking through me. I see the two of us, we're out there on the screen. We can glow in the dark. Let's take it to the part. We can record it all and play again. Speed it up, slow it down any way you want. Switch it up, click around, and I like that. I think someone's watching, everyone is talking. Maybe now I'm ready to call it up. Hold on to the remote control. Hold on to the remote control.
That's it. So this is something we did years ago when I was under my publishing deal. I was a factory, meaning I was like, you know, creating songs over songs to get them placed, which I don't do that anymore. Are you a producer? Yes, guys. Hey, guys, you can just go on my profile. It's written, you know. Yeah. So do you have questions now? You know, it's actually, I checked a lot of even like videos of like artists submitting songs to A&Rs or like executives, even like famous people. And honestly, it made me laugh so hard, because the guys, the kind of feedback they give is completely useless. There's no constructive feedback. They can't explain anything about the music. They're like, better mix, needs better mix, next. How do you mentor somebody when you say that? This is so stupid. You need like precise feedback. What do you actually use to make a better mix? You know, how can you help people when you do so stupid? This is crazy. Melodic demos on the down low. Yeah, and actually one of you sent me an email asking me about weird emails he was receiving. So basically, I think it was a rapper. He was receiving emails from A&Rs who was asking for money for him to submit music. I'm like, what? What the hell is that? It's like, so I looked at the thing. So obviously it must be either a big scam or desperate A&Rs that are trying to make money off poor people, $25 here and there, to give them garbage, feedback, you know. So it's mind-blowing. I have to say that the past 1 to 2 years, I've really started to be aware of the amount of mind-blowing BS going on in the public speaking world. Everybody is an inspirational speaker, but most of them never done anything in their life, but still, they inspire people. And I'm like, how? Doesn't make any sense at all, right? Why? What did you do in your life? Like, what? And people have the confidence to go for that kind of stuff. It blows my mind. You know, it really blows my mind. And on the other side, you have artists who have unique talents, really something special, different about themselves, who don't know how to market themselves. It's really, really bad. Have you worked with Benny Blanco? No, but I run into him a lot of times. We go to eat at the same places. So yeah, I run into him quite a bunch of times, actually. It's funny. Yeah, Ben is definitely talented, but I mean, you know, I come from live music, and my strong background is, you know, like being a music director and teaching jazz, classical, that kind of stuff. So that's sometimes what differentiates me with a lot of producers who don't have like a strong music background, which is not a problem, you know, but I like to know what I'm doing. So for me, education is very important. So that's why I made sure that I studied really, really, really hard to be able to provide to artists the best I can, you know. And that's the good thing. When you studied a lot, you're able to adapt to a lot of different situations. That's why I navigate between salsa music, to country, to hip hop, whatever. I have to go early. Bye, Pascal. See you later. Bye-bye. See you later. Any other questions, guys? It's your time, so, you know, take advantage of it. No questions? What's your biggest placement? Placement might be Leona Lewis and Anthony Hamilton. Actually, that's a Leona Lewis plaque right here. Right here. Yeah. Might be that. Actually, the one I just got randomly is pretty big too, because it's with the biggest Asian star. So, but guys, don't forget, this is, to me, I consider this to be placements to be a dead business, because it's too political, and the chance of making money off placements is extremely low. So you cannot count on that. It doesn't make any sense at all, you know. And you know, I like math. I like logical stuff. So I don't want to get into weird, random stuff. As you remember yesterday, what is the first step to getting started? What is your skill? You know, what are you good at? Are you a singer? Are you a rapper? Are you one of the best or the most unique at what you do? Then do you create content? Do you put videos out there that are unique, that make you stand out? Use social media to do that? That's it. I teach drums. I've been playing all my life. Oh, I missed the end of the thing disappeared before I was able to read the last thing. Sorry. So that's it. To answer your question, how to get started, that's exactly what I said. You know, being the best you can at what you do, the most unique possible, creating content, putting that out there, communicating aggressively. That's it. You know, opportunities are gonna happen this way. That's exactly how it. You know, I completely changed my life from a French small village all the way to Los Angeles, getting a collection of plaques and stuff like that. Can you help me make an album? Yes, potentially. I work with independent artists every single week, wherever they are in the world, all the time. You can go on my website and you see a page producing. You can just click and you'll see how I work, and you can send a message there. Yeah. Voila. I think it should be time for jokes. I feel like I want to say some stupid things, but I have no inspiration right now. Somebody needs to tickle me or whatever. I'm a bit tired too, actually. So, yeah. Other questions? No other questions? All right. So, if you want to reach out to me, go on my website, reach out to me over there, and that's pretty much it. Okay? All right. Okay. Alright guys, I don't see any other questions, so I will see you later, and if you want to reach out, go on my website for that. Alright? Okay, later.